Topic is from Reddit. The title is Ability Deactivates Upon Transference. Not a good trend, especially for Necramechs. And then we've got a Tobiah note.
Tobiah note!
This isn't in yet, but a trend means something to be occurring.
But a trend that seems to be occurring.
Oh, okay.
Okay, let's go. Boom, 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 boom.
Right.
Giant screen. Yeah, screen. You can't see this GR screen, but it's amazing. Right here.
Pretty wide.
Super wide. It's curved as well.
Oh, don't get curved monitors.
Right. Virtual curved monitors. Right, let's go.
So the original post. What's baffling? What is baffling is that Storm Shroud originally stayed on while Transference was active back when Heart of Deimos was new, but then it got inexplicably patched out around Deimos Arcana in a stealth nerf. On top of this, Mechs lose.
Sorry, I've got the actual topic up. I obviously, because Tobias tried to squeeze it into a thing for us in manageable form. However, they've kind of given examples. Would you like me to do the examples first?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so this is how the topic is introduced. That's like the last bit of it. This is the top bit. So here we go. Visualize the following upon pressing 5. Rhino sheds his 3 million plus HP Iron Skin, ditto for Nezha's Warding Halo. Chroma loses his maxed out Vex Armor. Octavia loses all Metronome buffs and turns visible. Revenant's Mesmer Skin deactivates. Because this seems to be an anti-fun mechanic D is starting to dabble in, whose only conceivable purpose is to disrupt gameplay. The 3 current offenders with both Necramechs and Sevagoth. Okay, right, so I think you can get back to the topic now. Go through that and then go back if they left in the topic. So yeah, so...
Cool. Should I start the first point again, or...?
Well, that's the... Do you know, I think I'm just going to read the rest of the Reddit one, because that's literally the last point of that bit about what's even more baffling. That's the last point of the Reddit. I don't know, maybe we had a mix-up or something. Okay, I'll keep reading the topic for you if you want. So the 3 current offenders with both Necramechs and Sevagoth. Okay, we're at Sevagoth 4.
Sure,
no, I'm saying we are.
Yeah, Sevagoth 4 relies on a Baruchish meter to stay up. Pressing 5 deactivates the shadow and summons Sevagoth to the spot before popping the operator out. Gets more annoying when considering the shadow starts off with low energy, incentivizing a Xenoric dash from the operator. And if the meter dips below 75% activation range, the player is forced to fill it back up to recast. Necramechs have it worse because not only do their protective abilities lose all buff health from the I assume that's supposed to be vulnerable period. Storm Shroud, Shield Maiden, they can't regain the spent energy through any way other than energy orbs. Mechs cannot interact with objects, and the players, especially if solo, is forced to 5 out to hack a console, pick up a power cell, click on friendship doors, etc. Void Rig is squishier than Bone Widow and can't self-heal beyond a mod, making Storm Shroud all the more important. If the player is really so desperate to deactivate Storm Shroud / Shield Maiden, they can already be manually deactivated by pressing Q again while making the whole deactivate on transference thing.
You added a while there.
At best.
You added a while.
Did I add a while?
Yeah.
I mean whole.
No. By manually deactivating by pressing 2 again, you said while anyway making.
Again, anyway making the whole deactivating on trans thing pointless at best and a hindrance at worst. What's even more baffling is that Storm Shroud originally stayed on while Transference was activated back when Heart of Deimos was new, but then it got inexplicably patched out during Deimos Arcana and Stealth Mode. D, could you please not do this? So this is not a short, like this has been in the game for freaking ever.
Yeah.
Right? Because with Oberon, his health is his heal is a toggle, right? So heal over time. right? The second you get into an Arcwing, which is a big method of transportation in the open worlds, your heal turns off, right? So
Right.
your survivability, even though you're still Oberon in the Arcwing, and survivability is just completely gone. And then when you land again, you have to recast it.
Does it completely remove the buff? I mean, if I got, or does it pause it while you're in Arcwing?
Nope, gone.
Completely removes
gone,
it.
gone, completely
Wow.
gone. And this has been a staple thing for Warframe for freaking forever. And I can see a very valid reason as to why. Because if you had area effects like, oh yeah, we have a Necramech that has a frost bubble, right? Or better yet, you have oh wait, no. I assume that if you put down a frost bubble and then you get out, the frost bubble probably still exists, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, fine. Then you got like and the Necramech with Storm Shroud. I think Storm Shroud offers invulnerability. If you then get out of the Necramech and the Storm Shroud is still on, you've still got that invulnerability area around you is protecting you still. So I can very much see that the reason why they prevent these things is stop compounding problems. Yeah.
Yeah, it does. I bet you so they're saying that it basically existed in the game and then it was patched out with the Arcana. That's a nerf. Probably, if it was still in effect, it was causing issues somewhere. Maybe that nobody quite realized what, or maybe some people had realized and hadn't spread to the mass community yet, that you could probably come up with some sort of sneaky way of making the whole party invincible or something. Does it do an aura storm shield? I can't remember.
I honestly have no idea. I don't play Voidrig.
Don't play Voidrig? I play Voidrig,
no, I do,
but I just shoot things.
Bone Widow. yeah. But that's the point, though, isn't it? Like, even imagine it. You have Oberon. He's cast Renewal. He's cast Hallowed Ground. Voidrig stands and it gains the buffs.
Yeah.
Of a heal over time and the extra armor. It's just massively improved it.
Have a look at this ability. Get it up. Because honestly, I just find just shooting things is easy. I don't ever really use the abilities. The cooldown's fine as it is. Let's have a look. Storm Shroud. Is that going to expand it for me? Yeah, it is. Both Necramech and a powerful electrical field that generates enhanced survivability in close combat. Enemies that strike the Shroud suffer for their impudence. Voidrig expends 50 energy to create a reinforcing buffer. 1,200 base health. One activation Storm Shroud is invulnerable for 3 seconds. Oh, and then it just does the whole, within that period, it generates additional health. And does not reflect void damage. Reflect chance and duration are not affected by mods. So, right, so the invulnerability we're talking about is a 3-second vulnerability here. And okay, fine, it loses the shield, health shield. But thematically, I feel it makes sense because you're the one powering the Voidrig. Yeah. It's the one we've got does not operate independently. You have to be in it for it to work. So it would depower itself or turn off when you come out. Makes sense. Gameplay-wise, yes, I can see that's a bit of a frustration. It's the same sort of logic of going into another fire bubble and when you lose all your buffs. It's sad and annoying. But I'm not sure enemies really shoot... No, enemies don't shoot Necramechs while you're out of them, for one. But that's not an issue, because I think they actually can regen... See, I remember this at Christmas.
I hear that there was a damage over time, like if the enemy shot the Voidrig.
There's a reflect. When attacked while active, the Shroud has a 100% chance to reflect damage back to attackers.
And is that just the 3-second bit?
No, I think that's the whole time. Yeah, while active.
So, like,
maybe you can use it as like a wall before, that maybe you could deploy your Necramech, get out of it, and then the Storm Shroud would still be in effect, and if the enemies tried to shoot you through the Necramech, they'd kill themselves. That might have been an issue, something like that.
I could easily see that as an exploitable thing. Like, I'm gonna talk about something I do know, which is the whole Oberon side of this with Arcwing.
Just before you start that, I'm wondering if maybe there was going to be some bug with it, where you could park a Necramech near a boss or something, turn this on, get out the Necramech and run away for a bit, and then any damage done will be reflected to the boss. Something. I bet you there was something like that, because I don't think enemies can target the Necramech while you're out of it. I'm like 100% sure on this because I used it to recharge shields in the event at Christmas using that method. So, but then there may have still been effects where the Storm Shroud could still proc that effect even when you weren't in it. So basically, it becomes an invulnerable wall that is dealing damage to things. Bet you that's what happened. But nobody found an exploit for it. But it was like that's going to be a problem, right? Anyway, you're saying Oberon Archwing.
Like, I get it. I dislike it when I'm trying to. I rely heavily on my Oberon Iron Renewal being up, like, as long as I have energy. The fact that it turns itself off when I get in the Archwing, I find extremely frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
The problem for me is I don't remember, and this is like a learning curve, is I don't remember to turn it back on.
Yeah.
When I get out of my Oberon, if I get out of my Archwing. So the question here is, should it pause and then resume being in effect when you get out of the Archwing? Should the Storm Shield pause until you get back in the Necramech, the Void Rig?
Yeah,
right?
Well, the best way it should work is that the duration keeps going, but the ability has no effect till you return to the state in which it should be affecting.
If it's a toggle, but what about the energy cost?
Well,
let's talk about toggle first.
Toggles I'd say are separate, but we'll do with the normal buffs first. Like your healing your healing a toggle?
Yes.
Oh, it's a toggle. I was only thinking for buffs and things, like, because is this a toggle? No, this is a one-off.
No, I think this is timed. So I think you use it and then it's on for a duration.
Oh no, yeah, I don't think Storm Shroud has a duration. Sorry, it's you activate it 3 seconds to get additional. You get the invulnerability for 3 seconds, additional thing, and then it'll last until the extra shield runs out.
Like Oberon,
Iron Skin.
That's what I was going to say. Yes, like
it's an Iron Skin.
Rhino's Iron Skin.
Yeah, but it's still the duration. Yeah, it's not duration. So, but I was thinking, so either way, so that would just turn off, but then she come back in. You'd have the health restored in theory. But so if your toggle, I don't know. Could it pause a toggle? That would be the best.
Well, that's what I'm. Either alternatively, like, I mean, with a toggle, I would just like, I've gotten out of it. Like, turn off the toggle. Oh, I'm back in it. Turn on the toggle. Right, so it would automatically turn it back on, but then I'd have issues with like Iron Renewal and stuff. Personally, I prefer like a pause with a 0 cost. Right, just. But I think that is just a quality of life thing that is like, really need us to program this in. Like ideally, I would like this. Yes, and again with a timed thing that is a buff, let's say, Iron Skin is not a buff. So with Iron Skin,
but if you go into another fire bubble,
Iron Skin's not timed. Sorry, that's what I meant to say.
Oh, yeah.
Iron Skin's not timed. So I would just say, when you come back with it back on, right, at the state it was in, right. So say this about anything. Right, and so let's pick a timed ability an ability that has a duration that is a buff. Come on, brain.
Hysteria.
Can you think of any? Hysteria. Good job. Right. So Hysteria. So Hysteria has diminishing returns. Was it diminishing return? Basically, it gets worse the longer you've got it on.
Yeah,
in terms of energy costs.
Magnifying costs.
Sure, there you go. Magnifying costs, better way of saying. I think if you get out, it should put a pause on it. Magnifying costs don't increase because the ability has been paused until you get back in and then just resumes from where it was.
That's what I would like to see, yeah. However, now, I mean, I can appreciate this person used to play it like that and that this may be an issue, but I don't feel going to go feel rather than think, because there's a feel, and I normally will always like to go with think. Should always think, not feel as a result. But I feel this isn't that big a problem. I mean, so the key point of when they say it's an issue is when you come out to go do something with your operator. For the Necramech, for the one this isn't going to write. So in those situations, there's not, you know, when you have to use a terminal, pick up a thing, do something, none of the missions really go crazy, stupidly super hard or stupid high survival where you're going to need to plug things in. Maybe, I guess, in a high-end survival, if you wanted to activate a restore while using a Necramech, I guess then that would be a problem. Because I'm just thinking, like, for normal missions, and maybe it's because I've just been playing a lot of the Corpus Railjack missions, like, that's when I would use a Necramech and an operator for these kind of things. The times when I have to push a terminal, there's not that many mobs. But is this an issue if you wanted to use a Necramech in a high-level mission, like a survival, that's gone for like 2 hours, let's say, you know, really level 200, 300 mobs? Then it would be an issue that, you know, you're coming out, activating the terminal, the thing you restore, getting back in your Necramech, and then it doesn't have the shield up, could get you killed. I'm trying to think of a situation where this would be an issue. No? Have I lost you?
Yeah, no, I'm here. Sorry. I'm deep in meditative thought.
So your Oberon example. Has this ever gotten you killed or anything?
Dead? No. On the floor crying because I forgot to turn it back on? Yes, many times.
So how about a mod which auto recasts it when you land? So it literally does it work as it has now?
Abilities.
Yes. Well, it would do both. Oh no, but we do one.
It feels like a quality of life thing. I think.
Yeah, but they go as far as, because this seems to be an anti-fun mechanic. I do feel they're going a bit far on that. Do you agree?
I agree. I don't think this is an fun. I do not think that this is an anti-fun mechanic. I think this is we need to do this to save our sanity more than anything else.
Yeah.
We need to make sure that we're not trying to make the game, like, the game's already overly complicated with the likes of Rivens. We need to make the game more complicated, right? So I feel that if a Warframe or Necramech is in an invulnerability state, let's ignore the whole Arcwing situation right now.
Okay.
Then ability that are like buffs and things that have a time duration on the Warframe or Necramech, they just pause, right? And anything that you do, like energy pizzas or I'm just going to shove my Xeneric thing down right here, just doesn't affect them, right? So you have to be in that device, that equipment, in a non-invulnerable state, right, for it to take an effect. Yeah? I'm even going to extend this to... well, Excalibur Umbra is the only one. Maybe this is why we never got those Echoes of the Void. Excalibur Umbra doesn't have any abilities like this. You just envision, if you put the Echoes of the Void, I think that's what they were called,
Echoes of
on
Umbra.
something like Echoes of Umbra, on Oberon, and then all of a sudden you've still got the heal going on. I can see that being like a big reason why they never actually did them, along with the community backlash.
I think the community backlash, because it was like that they're making out like this is going to be a big thing with what you do it. Whereas if it was like a sub-side thing on the side, released as like a footnote, people wouldn't have cared and probably used it and be like, oh, it's fun. But they were like, oh yeah, we're trying to come with, this is our big idea to give you more things to get and things. And like, what? No. 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 But you say that, but you can think of the Echo of Umbra thing as just like a second player. You can have a second player with you. They can do everything you can.
No, but my point is that your Warframe, that, like, my Oberon, even if it is running around like a headless chicken with these buffs and things, right? It shouldn't have this sort of state. Like, luckily, we've only got Umbra to consider, but I don't think while Umbra is autonomous, him standing in a Xenoric energy aura should give him energy. Does that make sense?
No, yeah, I can get that.
Yeah, because I think it's just going to cause a can of worms. Like, oh, why does Umbra get it and I don't?
Well, just to go back to the other examples they gave, which was Rhino sheds. Cool. So this is when you push 5, so go into Operator. Rhino sheds the Iron Skin. Chroma loses maxed out Vex armor. Octavia loses all Metra buffs and turns visible. Revenant's Mesmer Skin deactivates. So, does this diminish those warframes if you're trying to use them alongside an Operator? Yes. Is there a lot of gameplay elements at the moment that really require you to pop into your Operator?
If you're in a Necramech,
no. Just these warframes. Just these warframes. But put Necramechs to one side because they're
okay. So
general gameplay.
No, not that I'm aware of.
Link, if I was to say it's a bigger issue, fixing this buff or giving the operators more stuff to do, their own niche, their own reason to.
I will say the likes of the dreaded Profit Taker, right? If you're a Rhino, or better yet, you're Chroma, you've got lots of X armor waiting there to shoot. You get out as your operator to rotate the thing, your Vex armor.
Good example there. That is a good example, yes. The gameplay is actually now requiring you to use your operator, Yes.
I mean, you could just wait. You can wait and wait and wait for the longest time ever for the
element, the
rotate. Yes. Yeah.
Or you could rotate. You could also just not cast. If you damage it. Oh, I need to recast. Wait, I'll shift it to a better element. Do that. Go back into your warframe and cast that after you've done it. I know you have to do that a lot, but
no. But you have to collect up the damage if memory serves. I'm trying to remember how Vex armor works, but I'm pretty sure it has
Vex armor. Yeah, I'll give you Vex armor, but like Iron Skin, for instance. Yeah,
Iron Skin you just recast, but Vex armor is like I'm pretty sure there are other abilities as well that are just as boned. I mean, what happens if you're hypothetical? If you're Trinity, I'm Rhino, right? You cast Blessing. I get is it 75% damage reduction? I think it is.
Do you know these days I can't remember? It's gone through so many changes.
I then jump out, jump back in. Do I still have the 75% damage reduction? It's your buff, but
I think it's put on you.
Rhino.
There would also be things like Link for Trinity, I guess, might be another one.
Yeah. So there's a lot to this. I do think it would be a quality of life improvement to pause them, but I do not think it's wise to leave them on because anything that's continuously active, again, like Iron Renewal, like that, constant heal. Like, don't worry, guys, I've got more healing than the sun. I'll just heal you guys. I'll just be a battery over here collecting. Oh, look, Xenoric. I'll just Xenoric this up, give myself some. Or actually, no, to be fair, as your operator or your Necramech, you could just. Oh no, Necramechs can't interact with objects, so your operator just go pick up orbs or something. Or better yet, the operator puts down pizzas, gets energy, which then somehow fuels the. It becomes a mess.
Yeah,
I think realistically,
I think it'd be nice to put it in if possible. Anyway, let's move on to the replies. I think you summarized it pretty well there.
Yeah.
So first, I really hope they will do it. Then says in brackets here, add Necramechs to normal missions. But I'm expecting they won't. Have we already got that? They'd have to figure out a way for you to stay in Necramech while navigating really cramped spaces or keep abilities going when transferring control.
No, I think Necramechs is still only available in name of the Orphix missions.
I use my Necramech on all of the Railjack missions.
No, but like in the, can you use it in the?
You can use it on the ship. The Railjack. What?
Maybe you just can't do it in the regular missions. I don't know.
I thought you could.
How old is this topic?
That's what I looked at, and it says 3 days, 4 days.
Yeah.
Don't quite get what one's about. Moving on. Friendship doors in solo has been, I mean, I bet you it's maybe it's not in all missions, and I've just been playing so many void missions on the void storms, I just haven't noticed. Anyway, friendship doors in solo has been one of the dumbest things DE has continued to leave in the game for years. It's nothing but a pace killer. No. No, I'm sorry. There's so very few examples of us interacting with the rest of the environment. Just because you just want to run through your capture mission really quickly or something. Oh, you have to have a door. Yeah, the enemies have other functions other than just being balloons for you to pop. One of them is they can control their own doors, and you have to push a button to open them. We have that.
Also, me being really crass. Fuck off. I'm sorry, that is too far. That's lazy.
We can go deep in that.
Oh, I want what's it called, the spy missions, but without the interactions stuff.
Yeah, I just want to run to I don't even want to have to touch anything. I just want to run through the spy mission until I hit a floating golden orb that is the goal, and then I have to run out to the objective. In fact, the thing is, it's this. So I'm sorry to say, this person probably. I'm gonna guess, probably isn't a very, very long-term player, and they don't realise that, yes, they have left the doors in the game, because really they're quite simple and functional. It's a door, you have to work down to do the other door. They removed Nervos from the game. And Nervos still being in the game today would be a different kettle of fish. Remember Nervos?
Oh, yeah, you told me about, these were the ones that you had to have a friend
pick you up. You have to, there's nothing you can do. Though, to be honest, they could have come up with a way of fixing it, that a friend can pick you up, but you have to do a mini game or a tapping thing to get out of it. You know, it takes like 20 seconds of tapping. Yeah, quick time event, or a tap the button to fill a bar thing. There's ways to do it, but the way they implemented it was you were literally you're dead. You're just basically dead until someone picks you up. So, oh no, we have to open the doors. I'm sorry, I can't get behind that person on that one. I want more interactions with the environment and things like that. I don't want less.
Yeah.
If anyone thinks I'm wrong on that, please put it in the description or explain why in the comments, and I will read it. I will read it. So moving on. Next thing. Huh?
I want a cover system.
Those days, that's a long time ago. More bullet spongy enemies.
No. I'm going back to like the Xeno codex that I'm writing. But I want it to be like this. That's awful. You don't want that.
Then go play that.
Yeah.
The whole turning off abilities. That's a hard thing, because people could level that against us for a lot of things. Anyway, the whole turning off abilities with the mechs is annoying, especially since for some reason all of the corpus exterminate railjack missions. There is a friendship door for no reason, and the enemies all make a beeline to activate lockdown. Pretty sure the mech can be smart enough to keep holding the massive shield and sword it has, even if no one is controlling. Well, no, you're the battery.
No, just to highlight that. The idea is that with the Necramech, so with Bone Widow's fourth ability, she brings out the sword.
Yeah.
Right? So if you get out of the Necramech, you put the sword away. So when you come back, I'll just cast the sword again. I don't have the energy to do it. Yeah.
Maybe a refund of energy would be a simpler way of doing it.
I think a pause is the best way to.
I'm not sure though, because I think.
Imagine Rhino's iron skin.
No, right? The reason why I'm wondering if maybe it's some issue with, because obviously the game engine is doing things they never intended it to do. Now, I mean, come on, originally the game you were a Warframe and that was it. Now you can do all these other things. So trying to keep buffs on the different player, what's the term, states that the player is in. I don't know. So maybe if it just refunded energy based on the remaining time or remaining stuff. Maybe
that's difficult, because what if it's just I'm pretty sure Bone Widow's sword is you just cast it to get it out and then just press it again to put it away, but it doesn't cost anything to keep it out. I don't think it's like an
ongoing.
Yeah, I don't think it's an
ongoing
ongoing
toggle,
cost.
yeah.
Not,
So on that one,
not,
maybe just surely I'd rather fix small examples like that one. That if you are on Bone Widow and you have the sword out and you get out as your operator, I mean, I don't know how much it costs, 25, 50, whatever. It just removes the buff and gives you the energy to cast it again.
Probably 75, but yeah. Honestly, I think the pause is the easiest thing.
I don't know for obviously we don't know for actually coding it, but okay. Moving on. Where was I? Oh yeah, but do you think the? Oh no, actually no, they don't say that. It's just hold it. Okay, last one. Just to be clear, I agree that such a mechanic would be very anti-fun to have. But another issue to consider is that D hates permabuffs. That's their reason for changing how combo stacks work to be quickly rebuilt. Rebuild, it says. I don't know. Having permabuffs is a very passive gameplay, especially when someone like Necros's Desecrate aren't really supposed to be used like that. Someone like Necros's Desecrate aren't supposed to.
That does not fit.
Well, no, because okay, so the reason why Necros was changed was because literally, I will now reenact Loz's job in survivals for an hour.
No, you're not doing it slow enough.
Oh, sorry, yeah, so. Fingers. Gotta get those fingers wiggling. Yep, there we go. This was my job.
At the same time,
Xeno's killing all these mobs, and I'm like, oh yes. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. And it's like, right. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. That was you were spam casting Desecrate because you had to cast. I don't know if it was that way. I don't know which way the hand went now. Actually, I think it was left to right, right to left.
No, yeah, it was left to right. It was left to right. Yeah,
it was left to right. No. So yeah, that was just like casting Desecrate continuously.
No, it was with his right hand, so it was like it was his gun hand.
Oh, so it was this way.
No, left to right.
Oh, left to right. Oh, so it was right. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, there we go. This was it. Casting the Desecrate. I don't know. And so they changed it to some sort of toggle, and it does take energy. It's not that they don't like perma buffs. It's that they couldn't. If they removed Desecrate completely, everyone grabs the pitchforks. Everyone.
Yeah.
Right. So they have to keep it in the game now, and it was a cool concept, but obviously because of the way they come up with cool concepts, but then nothing survives. No plan survives. What's the word? Interaction with the enemy. I think that's the thing. No plan survives contact with the enemy or something. And it's the same thing. Like, oh yeah, it'd be cool if this like from the dead, and then he gets like resources from the dead. That's a cool idea. Players get this. I'm gonna use the hell out of this ability. Yeah, that's what happens. So that's why, yeah. So now it's a.
I remember originally what was the duration for Oberon's heal.
Yeah,
was absolutely massive, right?
Yeah,
and then a certain Brozim turned around and said that Oberon's heal was utter trash, and I'm like, are you kidding? And then completely off the back of that, it was turned into a toggle. Like it was within a day that they changed Oberon. But this is the rework, right? So the rework came out. I think it was like a 2-minute heal over time. It was really long. You can make it massive. And then it was turning around. I was like, oh no, this is terrible. And DE very, very rapidly, I'm not quite sure if it was the same day,
right,
turned it into a toggle over toggle, right? And it was like, so as long as you have energy, you can keep the toggle on. And I'm like, but I can get truck tons of energy. This isn't difficult to do. What? Okay. Sure, just make it more. Yeah, done. I'm happy. Yeah, okay. So it's
Oh well, I think you've summed up the topic very well, and obviously you've got a lot more idea and examples of this, because I don't think I've ever really experienced this situation and been annoyed by it. Maybe I need to play Bone Widow more. But I think you gave a good summary before we started the replies, and I think your idea of it being pause, if possible, would be the best and fairest way of doing it. Anyway, right, let's round off this topic then.
Right, so that's it for this topic. If you wish to check out the full episode, because you've been watching short 1 episode thing, go into the description below or check out the end slate. We have a link to the main episode. The main episode is chaptered. Yeah, that's what YouTube calls them, chapters. So you can actually see where you've left off now, and you can go into the next episode straight away, or you can check out the memes, the community shout outs, drafts. You can even check out the platinum giveaway. So feel free to do that. Please like, comment, and subscribe. We are trying to get to 1,000 subscribers so that we can, when we get guests on, the next guest will be next week.
Really?
When we get guests on, we want to be able to. You keep talking the rest of it.
No, please check out the main podcast, which has all this additional content, including memes that we have at the end of it, lots of description, lots of notes and announcements for Warframe. We cover the whole thing. But if you've just been enjoying this individual topic section, please keep on doing so. Please like and subscribe instead. Please subscribe to the channel. We're only looking to get to 1,000. After that, we might even just say, just please like and comment. We don't, after that, we're like, yeah, we don't care about subscribers after that. It's like, we just need to get to 1,000. After 1,000, no, it's fine. It'd be lovely, but we actually get something at 1,000. That's what we really. Anyway, but yeah, if not, please check out the other things. If not, thank you for watching and comment below. It will get read. Every comment gets read.
Yep. The guess is primed average.
Oh, cool. Who's that?
Artist.
Way.
We've had some of their...
before?
Yes.
Lovely.
Do you remember the comic strip, which was the Lich is like, oh, I've stolen all these precious resources. It's like this purple card thing. Then there's that Excalibur that slams open the door. It's like, you've stolen my river. Remember that?
No, you're gonna have to link me later. I might even put a link in the description. Well, we have to do it. But anyway, let's move on to the next topic.